Hey everybody, Nancy Harder with the Jim Allen Group, HPW. Welcome back to our ongoing Blue Chair series, Gettin Real with Realtors. It's going to be fun today because I have in the blue chair very successful real estate agent and sometimes rapper, Daniel Harmon. Thank you so much.
I would like to start by wrapping us into this segment.
Are you kidding? I hope you are.
Well, it's good to be with you today.
Thank you.
I met you 12 years ago, something like that.
At least.
And I said, you know what? I said, this person right here is both very talented, but also very diligent in doing and getting exactly what she wants. Funny enough, when I started here at the Jim Allen Group, I sat right next to Jim Harner,
yes.
Which you probably know. You've been married to him for about 100 years.
About 120 years, yeah.
And he told me all about you. He said she is a pit bull.
Oh.
And then I said, well, of course, you were the pants in the relationship, right?
No.
And you know what he told me?
No.
He said, as long as I get the dinner ready every night, she'll let me think I am.
You did not say that. You were so bad. Okay, well, we'll cut some of that out, Carson. All right. I want to ask you, first of all,
okay,
what did you do before you did real estate?
Oh, wow. So I actually went to school originally to be a pastor. Yeah.
You were the second agent on the Jim Allen Group team that has said that.
Wow. Well,
the other one actually went to school, but
I grew up. I grew up going to church every Sunday, and and I really was interested in culture, language. Of course, you know, the religious aspect of it as well too. But I went to a seminary school, a junior seminary school up in New York for a little bit. I had gone to Campbell previous to that, and I ended up going back to Campbell.
My alma mater.
You went to Campbell too? I didn't know that. We never talked about that. That's awesome. That's awesome right there. I ended up actually as a trust fund management major. And so I graduated there. Witherspoon was the dean of that department.
Okay.
And I became a financial advisor.
That's wonderful.
And it was around the time, the market crashed a couple years later. And I loved what I did, but the problem that I had was I love to be I just love to talk. I love to educate.
Yeah.
And that part of it was good, but they also wanted you to be an introvert.
Oh,
and I'm not really an introvert.
That won't work for you,
That's a tough
Daniel.
thing for me.
No, that won't.
So I did it for a little bit, but I just didn't see myself doing it for the rest of my life.
But what a great advantage. You've got real estate now and the financing part of it. So you know both sides.
It's cool. I had a friend as a kid that told me I needed to be a real estate agent. And I laughed. I said, I don't want to do that. I don't really care to look at houses. That's not that fun, But when I decided to make a change to get into real estate, I didn't realize at first I was going to take the skills with me, honestly. I didn't really know what real estate was all about. I just knew I really wanted to do something a little bit more where I could be around people more, where I could sort of be in my own element to where, because I enjoy people, and I enjoy everybody's different. I grew up everywhere, for the most part, and so I really wanted to just really be able to interact with people, and I love the educational aspect of it. So, yeah.
Well, now I also know that you spent some time during your high school years in Germany, and I want to know about that experience. You also speak two additional languages in addition to English.
Sprechen Sie echt Deutsch? Yeah. So I'm a military brat. So I was born in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, and every 3 years of my life we moved around. It's good and bad. I mean, obviously, there's places that I've been, they say, I've known this person since I was in kindergarten. I don't really have that, experience. But I loved it because it was just a different culture. I think that's really what made me anyways. So we were there for two tours of duty.
Okay.
The first time we were there was 85 to 89. So we were there when the Berlin Wall came down. Now I was young. Okay, I was young. I won't tell you how old I am, but I was young. And then when I came back, Desert Storm happened a couple years later. And then right after Desert Storm, we went back there.
Okay.
And so I happened to be in two places, basically Bavaria. So southern Bavaria, close to the mountains, Garmisch and Austria, and we just got to travel around. My father loved to do that. And so
That's
the
great.
experience is you get to watch other cultures, which really opens up your mind. I think it really does. So
Yes.
I loved it.
I think that would be the most wonderful advantage for kids. I think it would be such a wonderful thing to do. We would learn how other people live, and we would learn so much. So I love that.
You don't think about it at the time. At the time,
No.
you think, "Oh God, I got to leave all my friends behind." You know.
Yeah.
At the time, of course, I grew up. There was no internet. After I graduated from college, I got on Facebook and I found a lot of these people, and of course, they're all living their lives and everything. But it's a community. You feel like a community while you're over there, and even later on when you reconnect to them, it's almost like you never left. I mean, they're used to it. Again, we've moved around, our whole lives growing up. You just get to experience different. It's just a completely different atmosphere. I loved it. I would never take it back, honestly.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, I've watched you work a room. I know how effective you are at that.
I don't stop talking.
What do you attribute your success to? I mean, I know the talents. I see the talents you have, but in working the room, you're extraordinary. So what do you think?
I think I just don't take myself seriously. I hate to say it, it sounds bad.
No, that's good. I think that's good.
We're all different people. I mean, we're all just different, and so I think I enjoy getting to know somebody because no one's me. No one's you. I mean, there's overlap with everybody, and so I think that's cool. But I think really the part that I love about real estate that I feel like has probably made me successful, I don't really treat it sounds bad, I don't treat the people like clients. I mean, they're people. They don't really want to be treated like a client. They want to be treated like just people,
Right.
And I think also I love to educate. I mean, so it's,
yes.
when we're out showing houses, I want to show the good and the bad, because there's always good and the bad. People think, well, there's a perfect house. There's no perfect house.
No.
There's a perfect house for that person at that time. It may not be the same in 2 or 3 or 4 years. I didn't, of course, growing up, I realized that. But I think when you're dealing with real estate, how I look at a house is not how you may look at a house.
Not at all.
And so if I just give you the good stuff and the bad stuff, I'm not looking to tell you what house to buy. I'm just looking to tell you the good and the bad. And then you make the decision. And my job really is to make sure it's as smooth as possible through the transaction. That's really what it comes down to. I know as agents, we do we look at ourselves somewhat lofty sometimes, and we hold the keys to it. The idea is to educate the people and to make them feel like you're taking them through the transaction. And it's not taking that away from their life, because they're still doing stuff. They're still working. They still have family. They have events they have to deal with. For me, it's more like let me do the work, and and then we'll be happy.
Well,
and we'll probably tell a lot of jokes too. So
Right. And rap some. What would you do? What would be your special power?
like a superpower.
Superpower. See, I'd want
wow.
to fly. I'd love to fly.
You love to fly.
I'd like to, if I could have one, I would just fly. Wouldn't that be fun?
It would be, but I am terrified of heights, so I don't know if that would be my superpower.
That wouldn't be your superpower.
This is going to sound dorky, but I think my superpower would probably be the ability to stop time.
Oh, no.
In
not
life,
at all.
we're all different, but the one thing we all have in common is time. I don't want to say time holds us down, but time is a constant for everybody. You have to make decisions in your life as to where you spend your time doing.
Yes.
And if I could pause time and learn, because I love learning, and learn everything, and then unpause time, oh my gosh, I'd love it, because there's so many things that I want to learn, but you don't have time for it.
You would press a magic button.
Yes.
And time would stop, and you could scurry around and do what you wanted to, and then come back and.
Yes.
I like that.
I would basically learn, because there's so many subjects that I like. Or you ever had this thought of like, oh gosh, I wonder where this word came from, or like where that came from, or how people lived, 400, 500, 600 years ago. That's the stuff that I like, and so I would love to just figure out a way to learn all that. I mean, I want to say go back in the past and kind of watch, but that would be really the coolest thing, because then you could learn everything you wanted to learn, and then unpause time.
Well, see, and I do.
But you can't get old though while you're doing it. That's the problem. You can't get old while you're doing it.
Because you've stopped time.
Because you stopped time.
I like that. I like that because, see, I get hung up. I'll see something on TV or something somewhere, and I have to get on my, iPad immediately
Yes,
and find out.
See.
Well, I just cannot tell you how much fun I have had today learning about all of this. And I love the pausing time. I'm going to have to rethink my flying thing. So
Yeah, I just can't fly. I'd be terrified of heights.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time
Thank you
today.
too.
This has been so
Always good to
fun.
talk to you. So,
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to another in our Blue Chair series, Getting Real with Realtors. I can't think of a time I've had more fun getting real with Realtors than getting real with Daniel Harmon. You're always fun. You're always the smartest one in the room. And
I don't want to be
you
that.
didn't know
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I just want to be me. I want to be the slightly dorky.
Okay, he's always the dork in the room.
There we go.
Daniel Harmon.